He's doing pretty good, but he said he's so ready for the retirement. I think when you know you're so close and you're like really, really ready.
Does it look like I have it in the right position?
You can add, this one for some reason has made it look fine.
Well, I just get mixed up about left side or right side.
I don't.
Can you hear her?
No, that's the way I want it.
Okay, good. Then I need help with this because my left hand isn't skillful enough. And my daughter gave me this for Mother's Day. So it exempts the colors of what I'm wearing, so I had to wear it today. Then I realized, oh, but I can't put up the brace.
Sounds.
I found those moments myself.
That's
Okay, cool. It was a good match and it made its debut.
I hear her talk to you.
Print on demand, if anyone wants an explanation.
Okay.
I need these.
And those glasses are sitting there.
Yeah, thank you. So,
Oh, you've got a microphone.
hello. Okay. All right, this one. This one is faded on the spine. So I took a couple dollars off of it, $3 off of it. Okay. And then these are 15. Okay, so that's it. And then,
You're being microphoned again.
yeah, okay.
Aloha. Welcome to New Thought Center. Testing, testing,
You ready?
testing.
Yeah.
We
Hello.
heard it. So don't worry, I'll
No cussing.
Telling all our secrets. Okay.
these are in case anyone buys something.
Oh, okay.
And if somebody needs to do cash, I've got money in here. So, and then we always give 10% back.
All right. Wow, you're super organized.
Huh?
You're super organized.
Okay. Well, I hope it translates into a good talk. Talking about Cheryl. They're not expecting a lot of people because it's the Memorial Weekend.
I'll sit right up front.
Okay.
Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, go for it. I'm not complaining. I think we already started the live stream, but I'll just get it out. Yeah, almost houses. We had a little makeup. I don't even, I'm later. I was there. Yeah. I went to a back door and I looked out and I realized we have to come out. So we just stood there at the door frame halfway between
Okay, but now it's too high. Too high. We're gonna. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Here we go. We have sound. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to New Thought Center of Hawaii. Okay. Oh, okay. We have live beautiful flowers from Jean's garden. Wonderful. Well, my name is Pasha. I'm the facilitator this morning, and we have a amazing presenter and musician. This is Annapurna Sarada, which in India they seem to say Sharda, right? Okay. And this is Ola Sangles. If you came early, you were enjoying the lovely, relaxing prelude music. We all need a little of that after our earthquake adventure. But we are going to begin this morning uh, with a reading from Science of Mind magazine, and Reagan will be doing that for us today. Okay, there. Now you are.
Good morning.
Oh, getting close.
Good morning. Good morning. Can I say aloha? Would you like? Oh, here we are. All right. Hey, well, my name is Reagan, as Pasha said, and you can hear me. So, reading from Science of Mind magazine, and the title today is Beam Me Up, Scotty. So we'll start with two quotes. The first one from Albert Einstein. When the solution is simple, God is answering. Okay. And then the second quote by Ernest Holmes. Such is the power of right thinking. It answers every question, solves all problems, and is the solution to every difficulty. Okay. Now the story. A client shared with me that she had been praying about a situation at work and was having a crisis of faith. She desperately wanted to get out of a project that she was managing. She was told that there was no one to take over, so she had to stay with it. She was feeling exhausted, frustrated, and resentful of her situation and her listless team members. She felt her prayers were unanswered. No matter how hard she tried to see things differently, she felt stuck. Most of us know what we don't want and what we don't like. Some days, wouldn't it be great to be beamed up and out of the circumstance? In the moment, escape seems to be the best solution. However, the easy way may not be the way for our greatest lesson. Sometimes the condition we want to get out of is the exact experience that Spirit has sent to us. There may be something to learn or a greater realization for our higher good. Emma Curtis Hopkins wrote, "The pains and discords of human experience are not sent of God, but they do indeed stand as tests of how much God we have." Our test of faith is our willingness to work out our situation until we are shown otherwise. Our spiritual practice calls on us to expand our commitment, develop patience and resilience, and stand firmly in our faith. I invited my client to recommit to the project with the vision that she had going into it, one of possibility and enthusiasm. As she resettled her faith and her vision, so did her team members. She recommitted to the project and saw a dramatic shift in energy. Okay, and now our affirmation today. I'll read it and then I'll break it up for us to say back. I know that Divine Spirit is operating through me now, guiding all that I do. Okay, so the first part will be, I know that Divine Spirit is operating through me now.
I know the divine spirit is operating through me now,
guiding all that I do.
guiding all that I do.
Mahalo.
So just take a minute to reflect on that and how you might apply it in your life situation. Well, welcome back and welcome to anyone who just arrived. And welcome to our live streamers who are participating from diverse parts of the world. Even frequently we are joined in consciousness by Takuma, who lives in Tokyo. So Takuma, we appreciate that you get up so early in the morning on Monday to be with us for our Sunday. So I've invited Annapurna to do an opening prayer for us today. We'll find out if her little microphone is working well.
So here is a Sanskrit peace chant that goes back to the Rig Veda, which is ancient, thousands and thousands of years old. Om Dhyau Shantihi Antariksham Shantihi Prithivi Shantihi Abha Shantihi Oshadaya Shantihi Vanashpataya Shantihi Vishvadeva Shantihi Sarvam Shanti Brahman Shanti Sarva Shanti Shantireva Shantir Soma Shantiredi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. There is peace in the heavens and peace in the interregions. There is peace in the earth and peace in the waters. Peace is in the plants, animals, birds, fish, creepers, and herbs. Peace is in humanity, and peace is in the celestials. Peace is in peace, and Brahman, the ineffable reality, is this peace. May that all-pervading peace permeate us to the very core of our being. Om, peace, peace, peace.
Thank you. That was beautiful. It's interesting to think at this time yesterday, the prayer was in Hebrew because our friends at Kona Beth Shalom had their service here. Their holy day is Saturday. So, and they cleaned up the mess. It wasn't an extreme mess, but there were a few things that fell off of shelves and walls. And so thank you from Kona Beth Shalom, friends. Yeah. Well, Ola, could you do your first official song now that the service has begun?
So on the topic of peace, I just came today thinking that I will do my best to lift whatever is given into this space. So I'm going to share with you a song that's called Peace Within Us People. And it also weaves in the Om Shanti mantra that I invite you to sing with me when we get to that part. Peace between us people, peace within our souls. 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 Peace begins inside our hearts, shines out like a million lights. Peace begins with each of us, shares out to the world we pass. Peace within the home that's dear, may all strife now disappear. Peace across our neighbor's grass, may it seed and may it last. Peace between us people, peace within our souls. 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 Peace between our governments, may we choose them for their grace. Peace within the soldiers' graves, spirits lost to time and space. Peace to where our borders meet, peace to where our boundaries keep. Peace to all humanity, peace within will set us free. Om Shanti 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 Om. Please join me. Om Shanti 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 Om. Om Shanti 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 Om. 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 Shanti Shanti Peace between us people, peace within our souls. Peace between us people, peace within our souls.
Is like the New Thought modification of the International Sign Language applause. So that we kind of raise it up a level because that deserves a standing ovation. Mm. So I now is this is the point of the service at which I officially welcome you to New Thought Center and tell you a little bit about, well, what is New Thought Center. And um, so a few people arrived since 10 o'clock. Is there anyone who's here for the first time who hasn't previously attended a new? Okay, excellent. Um, if you don't mind, could you just say your name and where you're from? Great. Welcome, John. What was your name again? Mary. So John and Mary, great. Well, was there someone on the other side as well? No. Okay, I think that's it. Well, so we know what to call you now, but you don't know who most of us are, but we're going to correct that by and by because we have a part of our service where we pass the microphone around and allow everyone to say their name and if they wish to respond to a prompt from the presenter. But before we do that part, I'll just give you the quick version of what is New Thought Center of Hawaii. We don't have a minister, which means, we have close to, well, there's 52 weeks in a year, right? And there's a few special holiday services, but probably we have at least 40 different speakers in the course of a year. So depending which Sunday you come, it could be a little hard to put your finger on it. What is New Thought? So, uh, and that's by choice, by the way, not by accident. But uh, the logo behind me gives a little bit some clues as to what we think we are, a multi-faith community with honoring various faith traditions. If you look in the little central circle, there's symbols of some some of the faith traditions of the world. And our mission, until we change it, is to provide a sanctuary of aloha for the nourishment, development, and evolution of each individual's unique spiritual path. We evolved from a group called the Kona Community Church of Religious Science, which was founded in 1971. We have held Sunday services continuously from that time, previously in Keoho and since 1999 here in Kealakekua. Uh, because of the pandemic, we learned how to live stream, and most Sundays we live stream in addition to having our physical service here. Just a little footnote. Of the people who signed that original document to establish our root church in 1971, one of them still survives and lives in Kona, and she celebrated her 90th birthday yesterday. So, huge thank you to Mamie Bramlett. Yay. Our connection to the wider world is through the International New Thought Alliance, which is not a church, but it's a sort of an umbrella organization that brings together some groups and individuals that share some common principles. The Science of Mind magazine that Reagan read from. It's published by the organization that grew out of the teachings of Ernest Holmes, that was originally called Religious Science, and most of the spiritual centers of that branch now call themselves Centers for Spiritual Living. So that's one of those. We kind of figure any of those centers or churches, they're sort of like sister, brother spiritual organizations to us. Yeah, I think that covers it sufficiently for the moment. And yeah, so this seems like a good time to do our question and pass our mic around so that we know who's here. Make sure it's on. Annapurna, could you give us the prompt that we're going to respond to?
Is, and you have to fill in the blank. And you can think of self as soul.
So first, oh, I don't need this, do I? But I need to make sure it's working. So first, say your name. I turned it on. Okay. Testing. Hello. The handheld mic. I think something's coming. Okay, getting there. We're so appreciative of our sound team. You live streamers can't see them, but it's Stephen and Pomai this morning and Jamie doing the live stream. We really appreciate them.
Sure you have both buttons on? Might be muted.
Oh. That was it. I didn't know I had to do both buttons. Shall I do it again? Okay. Okay, they're both on. I just don't know if it interacts with my mic. Hello? Okay. Oh, it's good. All right. Well, I knew the prompt a little before the rest of you, so I'm going to go first and then hand it to Alicia.
Your mic's off now.
Oh, good. Oh, all right. My name is Pasha, and my true self is glad to be here. Thank you. My true self. True. Did I get it right? My true self, and then you can complete it any way you want.
Okay. Hello, I am Elisha Southworth. Oops. Leolani. And my true self is forever breathing through me.
I'm Kanya Kali. My true self is filled with divine light.
Good morning, I'm Leah. My true self is eternal love.
Aloha, good morning. My name is Jamie. My true self is chrysalline.
Deanna, my true self is bliss.
I'm Jean. My true self is divine love and divine light.
I'm Margie, and my true self is curious and grateful.
I'm Tiare, and my true self is multidimensional.
I'm Terry. My true self is getting through each day the best I can.
I'm Patty. My true self is spirit.
I'm Kathy, and my true self is empathy for justice. Good morning. My name's Jack. My true self is universal.
I'm Pomakai, and evidently my true self is sleeping. I was in a deep meditation right there. My true self is.
I'm Stephen. My true self has been trying to contact me lately, I think.
I'm Nance, and I was thinking first thought, best thought. So that is a luminous rainbow.
Aloha, I'm Sally, and my true self is feeling fortunate.
Hi, I'm Mary, and my true self is I'm still trying to figure that out.
My name is John. My true self is.
Hi, I'm Ola, and my true self is in harmony.
Good morning. My name is Reagan, and my true self is still a mystery.
I'm Jan. My true self is a cat.
I'm Jitayu, the Himalayan griffin. And my true self is enlightened.
I'm Don, and my true self is this.
Thank you all for participating in that. And now John and Mary have some idea who we are individually as well as collectively. And great prompt. Thank you, Annapurna. But you have to, well, would you like to answer your own question now or as part of the presentation?
Oh, I'll do it now. So my name is Annapurna Sarada, or Sharda is the way we pronounce it. Yes, my true self, as the rishis have come down through the ages, have informed us, is existence, knowledge, and bliss absolute, and one with ultimate reality. So I loved everyone's answers.
Okay, I'm trying. Okay. Okay, so I think we have time for 2 miracle sharings, not excessively long because I committed to giving Annapurna a little bit extra time for her presentation. But if you feel that miracle in your heart that really needs to be shared right now, come up and speak into the microphone here.
Yeah. Yeah, all of you who know me know that I generally wear purple, but today I felt like being a menage a trois of green, mainly because I was overwhelmed with nature, but My miracle is my daughter and her amazing performance with all the other children yesterday at the Kahilu Theater, some of which their homes were pretty well ruined, but they came anyway. You know, the show must go on, so it did. So it was the most fun ballet of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and everyone had fun. All the kids had fun, and even I had fun. And I was a backstage mom with 18 teenagers and younger to wrangle. And I got through it, and I never lost my temper one time. That was a miracle.
Thank you. Oh, what a blessing for the community. Yeah.
My miracle is the huge earthquake did not really damage my house, and my cats survived it and came back.
Yeah. Wow, a tale of survival. Oh. Wow, and I mean, you folks are all here this morning. That's also a miracle because I know some of you have still significant work to do to restore order in your homes. But so we'll have one more song, and then I will officially introduce Annapurna.
This mantra is to Krishna and the different names that we can call him. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. Hey Nata Narayana Vasudevaya. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. Hey Nata Narayana Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Beautiful. By the way, if you feel like you don't want that music to stop, you like crave more of it, that is possible because Ola and her partner are doing involved in another musical event this afternoon, and she'll tell you about that as we are closing up today's service. She can tell you the details of that. So, Annapurna began her studies in Vedanta in 1987 and received initiation from the revered Swami Asishananda of the Ramakrishna order at the Portland Vedanta Society in Oregon. She served the society as one of the Sunday school parents. After the Swami's passing, she has continued her studies with his disciple Babaji Bob Kindler, who is the spiritual director of SRV, Sharda Ramakrishna Vivekananda Association. And she helped found the book publishing program for the associations, including the 26-year-old spiritual journal Nectar of Non-Dual Truth, for which she is a regular contributor. She developed and taught Vedanta Dharma classes for children and teens for approximately 15 years. And over the 33 years that SRV has been in existence, she has served as ashram manager, and this word I didn't come across before, pujari. Does it mean you lead pujas? Okay. For 2 different centers. She currently resides in Hawaii in the Waimea area. That's the main teaching center for SRV, and most classes are broadcast from there. They were doing live stream and YouTube long before New Thought. So they have a vast collection of inspiring classes that you can watch. She's an assistant Dharma teacher for the Sangha and offers classes on Vedanta, yoga, and Tantra teachings twice a month. She has made at least a dozen pilgrimages to India, including the one in 2025 that Jean, Kanya, and I were blessed to participate in. And she's assistant to the spiritual director and also president of SRV's board of directors. What do you do in your free time? So we have lay ministry, and Leo is the presenter. And Patty Wall is the creator of the lay. Yay. Okay, so Annapurna, I'm going to go to the other seat so I don't have to be looking sideways for the duration of your talk. I'll come back here when it's almost finished.
Is it closer, or is this okay? Closer? No. Okay. All right, then I'll stay here. So in traditional fashion, we will begin with a Sanskrit chant. Om Bhadram Karnebihi Shriniyaama Devaha Bhadram Pasyema Akshabirya Jatraha Stirairangais Tustuvamsas Tanavir Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Svasti na Indro Vridashravaha Svasti na Pusha Vishvadevaha Svasti na Starksho Arishtanemehi Svasti no Brihaspatiir Dadatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we hear with our ears what is good and spiritual. May we see with our eyes what is noble and uplifting. And may we, while worshiping the Lord and Mother of the universe, with healthy minds and bodies, live a life that is beneficial to ourselves and to all others. Om peace, peace, peace. May peace be unto us. May peace be unto all living beings. Om Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om Tat Sat. So I was asked to talk about Sri Ramakrishna, and he's the head of, he's at the core of the Sarada Ramakrishna Vivekananda associations. When Swami Vivekananda, his disciple, his great disciple, came to the West and brought the Vedanta here, it was through the power, through the training of Sri Ramakrishna that he did this. But he didn't talk about Sri Ramakrishna hardly at all. He had so much spiritual power, Swamiji, I'm saying, that if he had spoken about Sri Ramakrishna, it would have maybe altered the way, altered people before they were ready to be altered, let's put it that way. So he kept it very silent about his master, and instead he focused on the master's teachings. So one of the things about a being of the caliber and yeah, I start to get speechless. Anyway, a being like Sri Ramakrishna, their teaching is almost always directly in their life. We have to look at their lives. We have a few words of Jesus, right? And so we focus on the teachings and what little we know about his life. In the case of Krishna, the same. In the case of Buddha, the same. In the case of Sri Ramakrishna, we are actually blessed. He lived in the 1800s. We're actually blessed with an enormous eyewitness account record of his life. So I don't want to go too far that way. Let me share a few very important points about his life, and then we'll focus in on his teachings through stories and statements that he made. So he was born in a way that's very familiar from so many ancient great beings. He was born in a village, a small village, fairly poor, to poor and pious parents. And almost, from a very young age, he would become absorbed in ecstasies. And people didn't know what to make of it. It's very hard to recognize a being of this stature. And in fact, he would tell, there's a story about being able to, do we recognize the value of our teacher? Do we recognize the value of a divine incarnation, whichever one we're most aligned with? Do we recognize the value of a particular high teaching? And it all has to do with our own divine consciousness. To what level have we risen to its divinity? And so one of the little I'll just start with one right now. One of the little stories that he would give is that there was a man who had a servant, and he handed the servant a very precious diamond. And he wanted to find out what people of different wealth thought of this diamond. So he gave it to his servant and he said, take it first to the eggplant seller and see what he would give for this diamond. And so the servant goes and he shows it to the eggplant seller and he says, I'll give you 9 pounds of eggplant for that. He says, oh, sir, can't you give me a little bit more? He says, oh, no, that's already higher than the market price. And so he takes it home back to his master and reports the story. And he says, okay, now take it to the cloth merchant. So he takes this diamond and he goes to the cloth merchant. He opens it up and he says, what would you give me for this? And he looks at it, examines it, and says, I'll give you 10 bolts of cloth for this. And he says, oh, sir, surely I can't let it go for that little price. And he says, no, that's the market price. I can't give you any more. So he takes it back, reports that story to his employer. And he says, okay, now go take it to a jeweler. And so he takes it to a jeweler, unveils it. The jeweler gets one look at it and says, I will give you 100,000 rupees for it. So is this a story about eggplants or cloth or, rupees? No, it's a story of what our own inner capacity is to recognize the great ones and follow them. And so anyway, so at an early age, he was falling into ecstasies. He had great power of concentration, great powers, just even as a child, of observation. Funny stories about him imitating others. Anyway, and the ability to make a sound conclusion. So as a young boy, he was sent to the village school. And after a while, he just recognized that the only purpose that the teacher had for giving these teachings to him was for him to make money. And he came into this life knowing that knowledge is sacred and that all knowledge comes, in the way he would put it, from the Divine Mother herself, the Vakdevi, that all knowledge is there. And so the purpose of life was not to take her knowledge, whether it was the lower knowledge or the higher knowledge, and just make a living with it without anything else to attend upon it. No spiritual practice, no worship of God, no chanting the divine names. And so he refused to go to school. And he spent his time in play with the kids, usually holy stories about Krishna and Ram and so forth. So time passes and his father passes away at a tender age for him. And his substitute father is his older brother. And his older brother, to support the family, goes to Calcutta and takes Ramakrishna, who at that time is called Gadadhar, and he starts learning all that he needs to know to be a priest and to do the worship of the deity. And then his brother becomes a priest at the Kali temple. This Kali temple is so amazing. It was unusual for the time. It had not only its primary inner sanctum to Divine Mother Kali, but it had a temple just for Radha and Krishna, and that it had 12 Shiva temples. So it's bringing together 3 factions that usually were a little bit at odds, like my Krishna is better than your Shiva, or my Kali is better than your Krishna, and all of this. So the person who put the temple together, Rani Rasmani, was a very devout woman, and she had these inner instructions and built the temple that way. Over time, Ram Kumar comes, he's the priest, he teaches of the Kali temple, he teaches Ramakrishna everything, and then Ramakrishna becomes the priest of the Kali temple. You know, I'm going on into the story. I don't know if I'll get to the parables at this point, but it sets it up. I can't help it. So as soon as he began that worship, he was filled with an intense yearning to realize the mother, to have her darshan, to be in her presence, to realize her from within. And his worship, his puja became extraordinary. People didn't know what to make of it. But he would sing to her all these divine songs. And his yearning would just build and build and build. And, you know, one of the things he would say is that yearning is like the red dawn in the morning. As soon as you see that dawn, you know that the sun is about to rise. And his yearning was like that. He would sit for meditation on the mother, and he would hear his joints click shut, and he could not move until they were released. Well, still not quite the full realization he was looking for, and it became so intense that he would cry at the end of the day, "Another day has passed, and I have not realized you, mother. You showed yourself to Ramprasad, a great illumined poet. You showed yourself to this person and that person. Why won't you show yourself to me?" And so finally, in a fit of yearning, he ran for, she has a knife, Mother Kali, she holds a knife, but it's usually kept on the wall. And he just ran for it. He couldn't bear it anymore, and he was just going to end his life. And then she appeared to him, and it was just wave after wave of light and bliss. And he fell, you know, people will say unconscious, but how can you be unconscious due to consciousness? Because that's what she is. She's pure conscious awareness. So he had that realization of her. And then ever after, it was a matter of, how do I get that back? Once you have tasted sugar candy, as he would say, you're not interested in molasses anymore, right? So that's all he wanted. And not too long after that, he could no longer do the worship. They had to get somebody else. So his whole life was then in that mode. So having had that first realization, Divine Mother then sent him this woman named Bhairavi Brahmani. And she was a fully attained, well, fully, that's not quite the right word, but in any case, she was highly attained, and she was a tantric nun. And she knew all the, I think it's 64 tantric practices. And she took him through every single one, and he realized this divine consciousness at the end of every single one. And it usually didn't take him too many days. So he was amazing in that way. And then after that happened, she sent him a Vedanta teacher of the Advaita, the non-dual Vedanta tradition. And within 3 days, he realized Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Now, this is very significant because what he had had before is what we call Saguna Samadhi. The word samadhi means absorption. It's a Sanskrit word for absorption. And you might call it beatific vision in Christianity, and you would call it anyway, so that's the lower form. The higher form is this non-dual samadhi. Thank you. And that's where, and people get afraid of this. They think, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my identity. But the thing is the identity that we identify with is so limited, so limited. The seers have all told us this. All illumined beings have told us this. So it's not that we lose our sense of self. We become the self we always were. And it's one without a second. And so he realized this, and he stayed in that state for 3 days and finally came out of it. Then time passes, and he wants to have that experience for a long time. And so he goes into it. He was in it overall for 6 months. Now, you can't actually survive 6 months in this state. And in fact, in 21 days, the yogis say, your body won't survive. But a monk came by. And remember that story about the eggplants and the bolt of cloth and the diamond? This monk came and recognized what a treasure this being was, and his body had to be preserved. So he would, after so many days, he would kind of shake him, slap him, and give him something to eat so that his body was preserved. When he came out of it, and here's where I was really heading to, is that Mother spoke in his mind and said, you are to live in the state of bhavamukha. This word in Sanskrit is the threshold between the absolute and the relative. And so that's what he did. And so all of this is a way of preparing us to sort of understand what is the view, what is the perspective of a being like this when they come to Earth. They see that absolute, and they can go into it, and they see the relative, but they see nothing but the absolute, the divine being playing through all of that. They look at each one of us, and they see that divine being wrapped in flesh and energy and mind with some ego or a lot of ego. And in that view, they can pinpoint and see all it is that makes us suffer, right? And so they have no other purpose. They're not here for themselves. They are here so that we can all feel and know and experience what they have. And that's their only purpose. So their teachings, whether they are gentle or sharp, are all designed to wake us up, to make us follow teachings, and he would use this expression a lot. He would say, you've got to put the one before the zeros. We all have to put the one before the zeros. What are those zeros? The zeros are, and don't be alarmed, family life. The zero is our social life. Those zeros are our petty pleasures, anything that takes us away from the thought of God. Those zeros are our livelihood and our work. They all add up to zero. But if you put the one in front, and that's God, if you put God in front of all of those, you have a huge number. So now, when his students finally started to come, he yearned so much for other beings like himself who would dive all the way and drink the depths of the ocean of consciousness. And so they started to come. And like him, they had this inclination towards renunciation that was inside and renunciation that was outside. What about his householder teachings and students? He had many of them, just like us. And he worked with where we are. And so that's why he would give this teaching, the one before the zeros. We put that one so that family life, social life, civic life, even our spiritual life, because sometimes that can get a little conventional, can't it? So, or maybe social, maybe our spiritual life gets a little social. But always we have to bring that one in front. So what did he teach? I'm going to start referring to some of my notes here. So he taught the absolute importance of holy company. spending time with those who don't, they'll empathize with us, but they'll also bring us back to God so that, okay, yes, I know you're unhappy, but we're gonna bring it back to God and get a higher view. Because do you think anyone suffers when they're in full God consciousness? No, there's no suffering, right? They come back, identify with the body, there's going to be pain. This is one of the things we say. Pain with a human body is inevitable, but suffering is the mental component, and that is optional. And that is one of the things that a deep spiritual life gives us, is this ability to have patience, forbearance with the ills of the body, and then go back to our own chosen ideal. So it's important to stay in holy company. The next thing is we need spiritual practice. So like we know, let's say we want to get to the top of a roof. We want to see what is the roof? What's it like at the roof? So we have to climb the steps. And each step we go, well, no, this is not the roof. I'm not at the roof yet. There's another step. And no, this is not the roof. And so we keep going one step at a time until we get to the roof. And we see that, well, in the way he would put it, it was made of brick and lime dust. And that from this vantage point of knowing what the roof is, one can look down all those steps and go, oh, that was all brick and lime dust too. So what's he talking about? Is he talking about bricks and lime dust? No, he's talking about this practice of discernment. Just like he saw, he discriminated in his mind at the age of 6 or 7 or 8 that all of that teaching was just to make money, and that wasn't his calling. In the same way, now that we know what God is, we have to discriminate between, in the beginning, what leads us to God, toward God, and what leads us away. We're going to climb up that step. And then God is spirit. I heard somebody say, my true self is spirit. That was a good one. And I also liked my true spirit is. Actually, I liked all of them. But in any case, we know that reality is spirit. Do we want to mistake this relativity that we see as that spirit? Or do we want to make a discernment between what's eternal and what's non-eternal? So going up each of those steps is a matter of discriminating between the eternal and the non-eternal, between what takes us Godward to thoughts of God and frees us from attachment and suffering by glomming on to the things of the world. And anyway, so he knew also that until each person gets a glimpse of what that reality is like, that it's going to be very hard to believe. And so again, that's why holy company of the highest kind is really necessary. What do we see with a person who's highly attained as a teacher, as a guru? We see somebody who lives in that truth all the time, who has that discrimination, who not just discriminating, but you have to detach from it. That doesn't mean you reject it. As my teacher used to say, renunciation is not condemnation, it's deification, right? And we all have to make that kind of, we all have to make that kind of inner renunciation. That's what the householders and the non-monastics are called to do, those who have responsibilities in the world. And how do we do that? We do that by training our minds to see God in every living being, in every situation, There was something like that in Ernest Holmes' reading today. We are to, and here's another one of his beautiful parables, that if you have a glass, excuse me, let's say you have milk, like in the old way, they had to churn it, right? They had to churn it if they wanted to make butter. But before that, if they had added water to the milk, it would just be diluted and it would be no use anymore. But if you churn it and turn it into butter and put it in water, then it doesn't mix, it actually floats. So this is a teaching about spiritual practice, that first you have to let that freshly drawn milk sit and let the cream rise to the top. Then you take that cream, so that's meditation. And then in the process of meditation, the mind begins to let go of all other thoughts and bring it to one thought, hopefully, of your chosen ideal, your highest ideal. And you churn it. And when the mind gets used to doing this, the mind begins to be like butter. And then it can float in the water of the world without being mixed up with it. So he also knew that this would be hard for a lot of spiritual people born into families that are not particularly spiritual. I mean, how many of us, I mean, we all have spiritual inclinations, and we're probably born with spiritual inclinations, but did our parents push us in that direction or push us towards worldly success and so forth? I mean, I'm not saying we can't earn a living, but we have to put the one before the zeros, right? And that's the way Sri Ramakrishna would teach it. So right. Appeasing the corpse of convention is the name of this story. Babaji named it. So he knew that so many people had trouble with their families trying to head them off at the pass and head them into the world instead of going deeper and deeper into the truth of their own being, into love of God, etc. And so he told this story. He said that once that some of the tantric adepts in their practices would go find a corpse, and they would use that corpse. This is to get over fear. And they would sit on the corpse as their asana, their cushion to sit on. And they would practice overcoming fear by meditating on that corpse. But it can be very frightening, because when you'd sit on the chest of that corpse, the mouth would open. And so it would seem like it had come alive with the spirit. So they kept these little puffed rice or something and throw it into the mouth of that corpse. So, so what he meant by this is that, yes, you might have to appease your family a little bit, your boss a little bit, but you just do it a little bit and get your mind back on God. And don't let anything get in the way of your spiritual practice. Now, this is something, maybe this will be one of two last stories. And this is something that fits so well with New Thought. So he would talk about, all different kinds of spiritual aspirants would come to him. The Vaishnavas would come, the Shaivites would come, even Christians would come, the Sikhs would come, all these different beings. Sufis would come. They would come because to be in the presence of such a being, you picked up that bliss. And so, you could feel it. And so you wanted to be with them. Being in their presence suddenly clarified your mind and solved your little problems in the world, or made them look just so small down below. So he would talk about how that the farmer has all these cows, right? And each day he takes them out into the field, and all these cows, they mix together, they lick each other's bodies, they roam about together. But at night, he brings them home and he puts them each into their own stall. Now, what he's saying by this is that when we're out and about with other spiritual aspirants from all different traditions, we should mingle and be at peace and harmony with all of them. But at night, we go back into our own stall. So if our heart is given towards some branch of Hinduism, our heart is Christian, our heart is Jewish, etc., then we don't necessarily mix things up. We still follow our tradition. Why? And here's another parable or anecdote, is that if we want to get water and we start digging a well and we stop halfway because we hit a rock and then we go, I'm going to go dig somewhere else. And then we dig there and then we come up with gravel and can't get through. And we just make it a habit of digging only partly down, and we don't ever strike water. But the thing is if we persevere through the obstacles of any particular path that we're in, and those obstacles are not in the path, they're in us. If we dig deep down with pure yearning for the truth, then we will reach the water. And when we do that, if we taste the water in our neighbor's well, we'll find out that it's the same water and also quenches our thirst. But it's important to first dig that deep well and get the water for ourselves. So there are lots of stories, and we have books of them. The best book, if you're at all interested, is this one, and it's the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. In Bengali, it was first written in Bengali. It's Kathamrita. I really like that word. Kata is to speak. Amrita is nectar, or the nectar of immortality. So it is spoken nectar of immortality. And it's the conversations that he had. And all of this is first person. The person who compiled it was there for every single conversation. And then there's his life, and it's a biography, not an autobiography. And it was written during the time that the people who knew him even as a child were still living. So I will close now. Om asato ma sadgamoya, tamaso ma jyotir gamoya, mrichor ma amritam gamoya, abhira abhira mayedi, rudrayate dakshinam mukam, tenamam pahinicham. Om shanti, shanti, shanti. Lead us from lower truth to higher truth, from darkness to light, from the unreal to the real. Lead us from the illusion of death to realization of our eternal existence. Reach us through and through, O Lord and Mother of the universe, with thy sweet and benign presence. Om peace, peace, peace. May peace be unto us. May peace be unto all living beings. Om Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai.
Annapurna, could you just hold up the book that the association is giving to New Thought Library?
Yes. Okay, this is called an extensive anthology of Sri Ramakrishna's stories, anecdotes, statements, etc. Babaji Bob Kindler, my teacher and spiritual director of SRV, he wrote this. He compiled, I think there's over 700 So it's given, and it's given a short meaning for what is being said. These are all of Sri Ramakrishna's. And then there's a short commentary, very short. There's also little pictures too. Anyway, we happen to have it. We're getting ready to go completely print on demand. And so we're offering these at 50% off right now. And this one is actually a gift to New Thought Church, our good friends here.
Thank you so much. When I got back from India, I was very hungry for knowledge of Ramakrishna, because I realized, that he was so important in this tradition, and I just was sort of amazed that there could be such a great world teacher, and I knew so little about him. But when I got home, I found out, well, I searched in our library, and we had this little tiny book that was part of a series like Thus Spake Ramakrishna. And it just had a lot of his sort of pithy statements. And then I found another book that was published in 1950 in India that was by the Ramakrishna Math, or whatever that means, his organization in India. And it's like really old. You have to turn the pages carefully so it doesn't fall apart. But I had the resources. I was like the eggplant seller, I didn't realize they were valuable. So, but these two that Annapurna just showed us, these are even more valuable. And I guess ideally, this one has sort of a connection, like what would you call that? In the glossary, it shows how these parables relate to this book.
Right. So of course, yeah, all of these parables do relate to the statements of Sri Ramakrishna, and they're drawn out of this book. And if you want to see it in its original presentation, in the back of the book is an appendix which duplicates the table of contents, and each story has its corresponding page number to this book. This we don't have for sale, but you can get it online easily, The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And we'll have it back there at the end.
Yeah. So thank you so much for this wonderful presentation and giving us all lots of gems and food for thought.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that now we will be collecting the offering, circulating our koa bowl. And while we do that, Ola is going to bless us with some more music.
We can call upon the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance, and the Great Mother. Om Shri Mahalakshmiye Namaha. 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 Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha. Ma ma ma. Shri Lakshmi Devi Ma. Ma 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 ma. Shri Lakshmi Devi Ma. Ma 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 ma. Shri Lakshmi Devi Ma. Ma 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 ma. Shri Lakshmi Devi Ma. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha. 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 Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha.
I don't know if you noticed it, but we started putting this in the bowl because I know there are people that would prefer to make their contributions that way rather than with physical money. There's also one on the clipboard on the side table, so that this connects directly to the New Thought PayPal account, and you don't have to pay with your PayPal, but it directs it into the New Thought PayPal. We're grateful for all the gifts, however they come, and sometimes people have the gift of service rather than financial, but whatever you're moved to give to support New Thought Center, we appreciate in whatever form. And one of our newer board members said that we should mention more often the fact that New Thought tithes. Tithing is an important teaching in the New Thought and Science of Mind traditions. That the idea of it is that all the wealth, all the abundance, it ultimately comes from God. So by giving back 10% of what you receive, you're kind of recognizing God. You're putting the one in front of the zeros, and it doesn't make you poorer. And many people testify that it actually, by realizing your connection to abundance, it opens you up to receive more. And so New Thought, as an organization, we practice that every month, once the numbers are added up, we make a gift of 10% of that to another worthy organization in the community. And each board member has a turn to designate what organization that is, or if it's particularly abundant month for New Thought, we make a group decision. But the last two gifts that New Thought has made in that way were to SCEA, which recently reopened, which we feel like SCEA, South Kona Art and Education, has certainly been a beneficial influence in our community for a long time, and they recently reopened. Then the next one was to, I think it's called the Forest Institute. It supports the health of forests throughout the state, but they have a lot of projects on the Big Island, since we're the Big Island, right? And so we're helping trees. Yeah. And any of you that, if you have an idea of a tithe recipient you'd like us to consider, please let us know. We'll consider that. So I'm going to invite Ola and Annapurna to go first with the announcements. Anything that you are offering that our New Thought people could attend or participate in some way? I know you have something soon, Ola, so will you go first?
I have a concert at the Kona Quantum Healing Center, which is a new healing center in Kona, with my husband. And together we have a project called Spark of Spirit, and we share mantra and medicine songs that are good for the heart. There's a poster on the notice board that's been there for a few weeks because I dropped it off a little while ago. And it's at 2 p.m., 2 till 4. And it's in the light scalar room. So as you're listening and singing to the music, there is a light frequency that you're going to be receiving, and also the space is infused with sacred geometry and really good vibrations. So that's at 2 p.m. today. You can't hear me? Oh. At the Kona Quantum Healing, there's a poster that's on your notice board just in the corridor there. It's the gold and black one that says Spark of Spirit, and all the details are there.
It's below the old Longs, like on Palani Road. There,
Right.
I don't know, Domino's Pizza used to be there. I don't know if they still are, but that, I can't remember the name of that little commercial center, but that's it. Capico Plaza. Thank you, Pomai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
that's it.
Sakshi and Atis are very involved with that center also. It must be a very beautiful energy there.
Yeah, so if you're interested in
Ola,
coming,
is it
yeah,
just by donation or?
No, so there's a ticket entry, and it's $44.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so
it
you
goes
can-
from 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. So it's a 2-hour event, and we invite people to come and be a part of the whole because it is a journey.
Wonderful. So anyone that wants to do that, they can use the flyer and take a picture of it to do the registration process.
Oh, just come. You
Yeah.
can just come and pay at the door.
Okay. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you. And your turn, Annapurna.
Well, every Sunday, almost every Sunday, we have our teacher, Babaji Bob Kindler, gives a class on spirituality, on Vedanta or yoga or a mix, etc. And that's in Waimea. It begins at 2:30. And if you want to come, get on our mailing list. It's easy to get on our mailing list as well as get off our mailing list. Anyway, sign up and you'll get notices. These are also live streamed, so you can watch them remotely. And we have a retreat on the mainland along the Columbia Gorge, and it's going to be on the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, and 100 years later, the teachings of our Param Guru, Swami Asheshananda, and how they were approaching the West. So anyway, that's. Then we also have a number of online seminars coming up, and we've got some paperwork, some handouts about that. And you're always welcome to attend.
So what are the dates of that Oregon retreat?
The Oregon retreat is the last weekend, arriving Friday night of June, last weekend in June. And that's also on one of the handouts. And it's arrive on Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, leave on Tuesday retreat.
And then there's the bookstore.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. And we've got some wonderful music. Since Ramakrishna was the theme, it's all pretty much Ramakrishna. There's some beautiful music to him and some books like an abridged version of this, more of the one I showed, and then Ramakrishna and his Divine Play, which chronicles his 12-year intense sadhana. That it's just incredible. And then also how he taught Swami Vivekananda.
Is everything for sale that you set on the table, or some of it just for display?
It's all for sale except for the handouts. Yeah.
Okay, and the handouts are free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Thank you. By the way, New Thought is taking Annapurna to lunch, and we're choosing the restaurant, which is right here on the property, Gulan Terrace. It's Ono Home Kitchen. They seem to be able to accommodate us, different size groups, and we can sit at the same table. And so, how many people think they would like to be part of that lunch? Okay, keep your hands up so I can count you. Okay. Is your hand up, Margie? Okay, 1, 2. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I get 5, but someone may decide at the last minute. So we'll request a table for at least 6. Okay, excellent. And here are the New Thought announcements for this week. And by the way, what I'm about to share with you is also posted on the bulletin board. And you can take a picture of it or check the details if you hear something that sounds of particular interest to you. Okay, Sunday services 10 a.m. in person here at the center and also by live stream. The video is on YouTube afterwards. Right afterwards, it's just in the raw, exactly from the moment we started to the moment we finished. And then sometimes someone gets around to editing it, and then it's a little more finished, but it's automatic. You don't have to wait. Free childcare is offered by New Thought as long as we have a reservation by Friday. Since we don't have children every Sunday, we need to do it that way. The next 3 Sundays, this is what you have to look forward to. The 31st of May, the last Sunday of the month, Kumu Keala Ching is doing the program and music. His topic, Aohe ala ho'okahi e like ai. There's no journey that's the same. And he's going to tell us something about his 2 interesting journeys of recent times. One was involved with the Merry Monarch, and he had to go to Honolulu to help to prepare for that. And he was actually on stage as a dancer at the Merry Monarch Festival. And then fairly soon after that, he'd made a trip to Tahiti. So he's had unusual experiences, and he's happy to share that with us. The 7th of June, Arliss Dudley Cash will be here speaking on freedom from the story, compassion for the self, music by Mahina and friends. On the 14th of June, a new presenter, Lee Nittel, will be speaking Beyond Enlightenment, a Quantum Healing Journey into Vibrant Health and Radiant Aliveness, with music by Viboda. We have a weekly class with Jinan Wang. It's Tai Chi and Qigong, all levels, $15 per class. Monthly events, we have one next week, the end of the month potluck, which is here on the lanai quite soon after service. And we also recognize the people who had a birthday in that month. The other monthly event is every second Sunday. We have a crystal bowl meditation. It's a pre-service meditation in the adjacent Honua room. So the next crystal bowl meditation will be happening on the 14th of June from 9 to 9:30. So you can come to that and the main service, or one or the other. And it's a free event with the option to make a donation to New Thought. But the presenters of the Crystal Bowl meditation are volunteers. They do it as a service. The special events on the calendar, well, we know about 2 of them, but only one we have details. On the, oh no, wait, I'm sorry. I was mixed up. The soonest special event is actually next week in the late afternoon, the 31st of May at 5 p.m. Arliss Dudley Cash will be here to meet with the prayer team. Now, you're part of the prayer team if you either took training with Libby O'Day. She did the main training 2 years ago and then follow-up training by Zoom last year. Or if you took the training with Arliss in 2026. So if everyone were to come, I think there'd be about 14 or 15 people. But part of the reason for having this gathering is to find out who's still in and, you know, to integrate them as a group since they had their trainings at different times. So that'll probably be 1 hour, 5 to 6. You can invite to make a love offering if you wish to. The other special event that is already on the calendar is a workshop being offered by Laura Reed on June 28th, the last Sunday of June. It's called Your Story Matters. Unleash the power of your voice. It'll be from 1 to 3:30 in the Honua room with a suggested donation of $20. She'll also be the presenter for the morning service that day. Okay, so I think I'm going to just focus on one thing of the invitations because we need to wrap up here. Prayer requests. That wooden box in the middle of the long table, that is where you can put your prayer requests, and there's a little piece of paper you can write it, and you can also submit prayer requests by email at other times. Send your request to the New Thought email. If you're putting in a request for someone else, please obtain their consent first. That's it, I think, for that one. There's also some clipboards with for volunteers. If you can look at what kind of volunteers are needed and see if it is something that you would have the skills and time and willingness to do. If you do, sign up. Okay, I believe that's it. And we're going to conclude our service by forming a circle to sing our closing song, Hawaii Aloha, and Ola will accompany us. The lyrics are on both sides of the section here if you don't know it by heart yet. You guys are this, yeah. You go around here so she gets
Thank you so much. This was